that we have in there. To start off, it might be a trade-off of points, but once we get to P3 and P4, that will be very interesting on how they can catch up on the point right here, because Hardpoint on the hills will be very, very efficient. It will be beneficial if they will be efficient on those hills.
Gutsy prediction here for me. I think ABC Esports might just be able to snatch this away from the hands of the Huntsmen. Looking at a little bit of their statistics that they've picked up over at Stage 3. Huntsmen, on the other hand, haven't really done all that too well whenever they play takeoff Hardpoint. So in terms of map mastery, this might be a problem. But I also do know that the Huntsmen have been at work, trying to work on their strategies a lot during the break between Stage 3 until now, Stage 4, and I believe all of that hard work is going to be paying off out here on the battlefield. But it's not just about planning, it's also about execution. Sometimes you get to plan something really well, but execution-wise, you falter. Hopefully that's not the case here for the Malaysians. 8-5 is a good start, and as we know, P1 is going to be traded back and forth between the two teams. But I like the fact that the Huntsmen, very early on in the matchup, they've already taken the spawn away from that P2 side. But as I say it, ABC looks like they want to secure that spawn for themselves, and they do that. The Indonesians staying one step ahead.
Yeah, they flipped the spawn already, but it will be taking this on the Huntsman from behind. There goes Derp going for the kill against OCADs, and they are preparing as well to go into P2, but not so much. Reef has already positioned themselves from above, and no one can get in with only a few seconds remaining before that will be triggered. ABC might be taking over this hill, AJ.
Ooh la la, the players of Huntsmen really stepping up some of their strategy in here. They also take away the anchor spots from P2. Backstab from the side of Visitor Center. They throw their bodies in, and they take away that hardpoint as well. Huntsmen slowly waking up at the very get-go here. ABC Esports, they've got a big fight on hand, and although they do not have the favorable spots, what they do have is the mechanical skills of OCAS as well as Tricksters, and these two players usually hit that 2.0 KD, and that's exactly the kind of prowess they were showing over at Stage 3, and they try to shine a little bit more at Stage 4 as well. They do exactly that, forcing the Huntsmen for a super early rotation into that P3 money hill. Let's see if or not Aurora Lodge can turn into the home of Huntsmen now, as they try to secure, lock down the favorable spawns at generators, and they seem to be doing quite a decent job at that, Neptune.
Yeah, I mean, they have all the points covered already as an approach that can be done and taken by ABC Esports. But so much onto the points has been given to ABC Esports, so they need to grab a hold of this hill and grab it for the longest time. Otherwise, they might be left in there short to overtake the points that ABC Esports already have, and they are doing so. Here comes the Purifier gameplay, and Sen was able to take the triple kill against the team of ABC Esports, but the rest of ABC will be moving in and moving on the basic spot from above. This might be a move that they can take this hill.
Oh, you gotta love it if you're a Malaysian fan. Huntsmen fighting their way right back through, and this is against a super dominating team from the Indonesian region. We cannot believe what we're seeing with our very eyes here. ABC Esports might just struggle against the Huntsmen. 16 seconds to go, and I believe the Huntsmen have forced the players of ABC to go in for a super early rotation into P4. That's a surprise. Huntsmen might be able to rip this away. They might not be the favorite side to grab this win at takeoff, but they're doing one heck of a job out there. 63-76 is close enough for me, and if you're a Malaysian fan, you gotta absolutely love what Zen is doing out there on the battlefield.
Earlier rotations have been done by ABC Esports, but it has been cut short in there by the Huntsmen, and it's good stride for them to really take this. Trickster will be taken down in there from above, and a good push coming in from the Huntsmen. But so much of the defense of ABC Esports push right now, trying to go in for the backstab, but not so much as Trickster has stopped them. Now, the flip of the spawns right now has been favorable to ABC Esports at this point, and there's nothing happening as to how the Huntsmen can take this hill. It's only 25 seconds remaining in here, and yet no one was able to break this hill at this point. But Trickster in there taken down, and this is a good push from the Huntsmen.
And you know, you were saying you don't really know exactly how they're going to break the hill. They break the hill with the support of the gods of RNG, giving them the spawn over at Visitor Center as well as generators, and then split spawn for that very single moment. You know, sometimes it breaks teams apart because you kind of lose the power of numbers as you're taking that fight in. But with the pincer maneuver, the strategy of the Huntsmen to move in at the very same time to take over that hill was absolutely spectacular. And as we hit that reset button on the hard point, the Huntsmen are right at the heels of ABC, not allowing the Indonesians to run away with this matchup just yet. Aimer, as he goes on in there to get that aim knock, he drops him like it's hot. Message gets a double. ABC right back on the hill, but the power positions is the name of the game here for this first hill, and the Malaysians are doing a fantastic job at securing that second floor of Aurora launch, allows them to break the hill just for a couple of seconds, but they do not have a strong objective player out there to pick up the points. That seems to be the biggest problem here for the Huntsmen, but it's not proving to be a problem that will lead them to a loss just yet. They have brought in those adjustments, and once again, ABC not too far away.
And we have to see how well this team of the Huntsmen will be able to maintain this push, because so far they have made this lead from ABC Esports a little bit closer, but with a few seconds scrap points in here will be taken by ABC Esports. Moving in to this P2 will be a little bit easier from this team of ABC, but the rotation right now will be just to hunt everyone who will be going in onto the second floor. Aimer in there going in against Crush and taking down Crush, as the slayer of this team might be very beneficial for ABC at this point. They are getting a lot of points in this hill, and no one seems to get past the defense of ABC.
Yeah, but that's also because the players of Huntsmen, especially Derb, he's just facing a moment of panic. He wasted Freddy, he wasted his Purifier as well. Both of that came through back to back, and that just set the Huntsmen back just a little bit. And you cannot have those panic moments, you cannot have those panic plays. ABC will take advantage, they will run away with that matchup. P2 just seems to be all one-sided, and all thanks to the mistakes made by the players of the Huntsmen. But now, scrap points, just 5 seconds on the hill for the Huntsmen to rip away. Early rotations at the very same time for the Huntsmen. I'm liking this recovery. I want to see them push back a little bit more, and we did see a great hold at P3 earlier on in the first half of that rotation that came through in this Hardpoint matchup. Let's see if they can get that repeated once again here.
And the Huntsmen is trying to box out this hill, but here comes Okads just taking out two of the members, and the slays out there will be the turnaround that ABC will be able to use to get more points in here. But Crush right now will be crushed in there, even with the Sparrow. Now we're seeing the spawn and coming in near from the Huntsmen, but they are still need to get hold of this hill, and with the 26 points they need to do the early rotation as well to P4. AJ.
Yep, early rotations most definitely important, and the Huntsmen winning out a majority of their gunfights here at P3. Early rotation, Anchor Zen is already there. The Slayer for the side of Huntsmen, the Anchor for the side of Huntsmen, and he's gonna weigh the team down in an absolute good way. But can he win his gunfight against Aimer, who just seems to be super perfect? Aimer has got a little bit of a backup, but Zen drops him. Trickster trades him out, and just like that, ABC has got a good hole inside of control room. But once again, the split spawns, gods of RNG helping out the Huntsmen just a little bit. Then this backstab now, they just need to secure the spawns over at Visitor Center. And yes, this pincer maneuver execution once again for the Malaysian side. They've got the numbers, and the hill belongs to them. Huntsmen, what a beautiful break.
They went in for the split and doubled back in there as they cut the approach of ABC towards this hill. But as we speak, we are seeing another turnaround coming from ABC Esports, and they are getting close to that double century mark. Here is the Huntsman moving in from above as well and still boxing out this team. But ABC has a hold of all the power positions and still taking them down as they step in onto this hill. Double century mark already. 200 is in there and getting close to the final final stretch, AJ, and it's looking dire for the Huntsmen because there's a lot of points that they need to recover and not so much of appearances from this team from what we've seen from every hill they try to contest.
Yeah, the weakest point of the Huntsmen was, yes, we did see them try to take that power position at the second floor of Aurora launch, but the weak point is nobody was at control room, nobody was at scaffolding. Now, if you want to defend that P1, you need to have a two-pronged approach. You need to attack from two sides so that you can cover all grounds because of that little bit of a roundabout down at that fountain. And the execution this time around, I love the planning, but they just do not manage to win out their gunfights. ABC Esports, once again, they will show their quality. And towards the very end of this hardpoint matchup, the Huntsmen look like they've given up already. Final 7 seconds, and ABC Esports has this in the bag, Neptune.
Yeah, this point is usually a trade-off of the hill, but nothing will be seen in there from the Huntsmen. The gatekeep, and that has been done by ABC Esports for the final moment, and I think this is a chance really that this team has been communicating well compared to the previous series that we've seen. Because from the previous series, you pointed out as well that communication is the key, but it's a different story from Almighty and Lynx. But this time, I think it is a proven in here that good communication coming from teams who are working together in one room is really giving him the advantage.
You know, Derp needs to stay calm. I think that is the biggest factor here in terms of that loss. A couple of misplays, especially with his operator as well as the Predator missile back to back.